Hey guys, I am really excited. This is the second video. The first video got a really good response. Um, I was so excited last night after I posted that I actually ended up staying up till 4 a.m. trying to think of something to do for this next video. And I decided to do a humorous one to hopefully draw people in with humor and maybe keep them through tougher ones, maybe like sad posts or um, tough subjects. I'm not sure what I'm gonna go over, but um, yeah, this is the actual first real Bible study one that is going to actually be over Second Kings chapter 2, the whole chapter. I got really excited and I thought it was a really good chapter that had a couple humorous spots. I found humor in them. I'm not sure if you will. Maybe if the way I tell it, you might. But if you want to pause the video and actually read the chapter, you can go ahead and do that now. Whenever you want to come back, just hit play. So the chapter is about Elijah, the prophet, and his protege, apprentice, Elisha. Yeah, confusing, but try and pay attention. I'll try and pronounce them a little differently or try and make them more pronounced so you'll know which one I'm talking about. The first one, Elijah, is actually about to be taken up to heaven in this chapter, and they're in a caravan, if you want to say. Him and Elijah and a bunch of guys are on their way to different cities, and Elijah is knows he's going to be taken. He's not actually going to die. He's actually going to be taken up to heaven alive. You know, it's I think he's one of the very, very few people that have actually had that happen. You know, I think maybe one other person in the Bible. I think Enoch, maybe. We'll research that or something. But anyways, so he's about to be taken up to heaven, and he tells Elisha, go ahead and stay in this city. I'm gonna go to this next city, and so you stay here with these guys. I'm gonna go on. And Elisha is like, no, I'm gonna come with you. And in his head, he knows that Elijah is going to be taken up, so he really wants to spend as much time as possible with him and learn from him. So they get to the next city, and Elijah says to Elisha again, I'm going to go on to this next city, and you go ahead and stay here, with these guys, witness to these people or whatnot. And Elisha says again, no, I'll go with you. So they go on to the next city, and they get to the next city, and Elijah's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the Jordan, you stay here. And Elisha's finally like, okay, no, I'm gonna go with you. Each time they do this, the guys with them are like, Elijah is gonna be going up to heaven. And Elisha's like, well, yeah, but I don't want him to know I know. So he tells him to be quiet. So they get to the Jordan, and the guys they're with kind of stay back a little bit and kind of just watch what they're doing. And Elijah takes off his cloak and wads it up and strikes the Jordan River, and it separates. It separates, just like when Moses struck it with his cane. It separates. when I was little, I only thought Moses did that, but I guess this is the second time it happened. So they cross over, they get to the other side, and Elijah asks Elisha, yeah, what he can do for him before he leaves the earth, before he gets taken away. And Elisha just asks that he inherits a double portion of Elijah's spirit. He wants to be like him, he wants to be on fire for God and be able to talk to people about God, and have God talk through him to people. So Elijah is like, well, that's kind of hard to do, but if you see me go up to heaven when they take me, you'll have it. But if not, too bad. So they're like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. They're walking along, talking, I guess maybe about Elisha's future, and Elijah's probably giving him some tips and tricks. And all of a sudden, this chariot and horse of fire comes out of nowhere and takes Elijah up to heaven in a whirlwind. Picture that. It's crazy, right? I mean, I don't know. I'd be speechless. I'd be freaked out. I'd be running back to mommy. But Elisha gets, I guess he's kind of like that, and he cries out. I mean, he just saw one of his best friends, a good father figure, get taken away, but I mean, to a good place, but nevertheless. So he's kind of distraught, and he tears his clothes. And so he picks up Elijah's cloak that he left there, wadded up, and he strikes the river again and says, what does he say? Where now is the Lord, the God of Elijah? He strikes it, and it separates. So all the guys that were up there watching from afar are like, holy cow. Elijah's spirit is now with Elisha. Yeah. So they come together, and the guys meet them, and the guys bow down to Elisha, and they're, because I mean he's a godly figure now, and not worshiping him, but just kind of like, you're a very important person, kind of like he's a king almost. But then they ask him, maybe God just took Elijah and placed him on a mountain someplace, or maybe down in a valley, maybe he's still here. And Elijah's like, dudes, I saw him go up into heaven. He's not here anymore. But they keep pestering him and keep asking him, let us all go look for him, and if we find him, you'll be able to spend more time with him. And eventually Elisha gets, annoyed. You get annoyed with people asking you and pestering you all these questions all the time. And he's like, okay, go, just go look, see if you can find him. So they go look, and they can't find him. They come back and say they couldn't find him, and Elisha is like, didn't I tell you not to go look? That was funny, but anyways, I mean, why don't they have faith in him and in God that Elijah's not there anymore? I don't know. But anyways, the next part is they're in a city, and the people come up to Elijah saying that it's a good town, it's in a good place. It's just the land's not producing well and the water's not good. It's just making people sick and killing them, basically. So they get a bowl. Elisha asks for some salt, and he takes the salt and throws it in the water and says, "In the name of the Lord," or no, no, no. They said, "The Lord says, I have healed this water, and the land is now productive." So, from that day on, the water's clean and the land produces good food. And then Elijah goes on his way to the next town that he needs to go to. And on his way, he, just walking along the road, and out of this town, these boys come out and start mocking him, calling him bald and calling him names and stuff. And, that hurts when people call you names and stuff. So, and sometimes you may, laugh along, but other times you may get angry. And that's what Elisha did. He got upset and he turned around and cursed them in the name of God, obviously, but he was like, I don't know maybe what he said, but maybe he was like, you need to stop doing that in the name of God. You're going to be punished for this, Not a second later, 2 bears come out of the woods and maul 42 boys. Now, I don't know how many boys were there. There could have been 100. There could have been 42. There could have been 50. I don't know. But I'd probably think there's probably just a few boys that they didn't get because maybe they went home and told the people, don't do this because you might get mauled by a bear. But, kind of nonchalantly, these bears come out, and Elisha's just like, okay, see ya. Just takes off walking to the next city that he needs to go to. I mean, and that's the end of the chapter. But it's kind of humorous to me that these things happen, and God made these things happen. God has an amazing sense of humor, really. And that's shown in everyday life and shown in the Bible too as well. And I just thought it was really humorous and crazy because it shows that God is so powerful that he just took a live human being. He didn't have to kill him in any way. He just took him up to heaven, and it was, they kind of predicted it, but also it was unpredictable. How can you predict something like that? But hopefully the boys that were mauled by bears learned not to make fun of people. And also hopefully the guys that didn't believe that Elijah was really gone actually became a little more grew in their faith. Hopefully that now that they don't have to see to believe. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Hopefully they realize that you have to have faith in some things, and you don't always have to see it to believe that it's there, or that it's going to happen, or something of that sort. So that was the first, I guess, Bible study. I don't know, I kind of just, rambled on about the story, but hopefully you watched the whole thing. I know it was really long. I said these videos were going to be hopefully no more than 5 minutes, and already it's almost 15 minutes, but I got just really excited and I wanted to read that. But the next ones will hopefully just be a couple verses instead of a whole chapter. That was kind of long. Also, I wanted to say before I left that I've come up with the name for the series, and it's going to be Exfoliation for the Soul. The next video, maybe I'll tell you how I came up with that for the titles. So I'm really excited about these. I don't know how often I'll do these. Really, I said maybe once a week. I'm thinking if I have time, if I may do 2 or 3 maybe a week. Sometimes it may be once a week. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited about what's gonna be happening. These are actually, I'm gonna start putting these on YouTube. It, they're gonna be under soul exfoliation for the soul. You can search that maybe, or I think maybe I'll put it on. I mean, it's gonna be on my channel, so I will also post these on Facebook. So watch for them there. Thank you for watching. God bless.